All right, Mr. Shinsato, you're up.
I'm a hero. I like to fight crime. We're drawing. The Blue Beetle tonight. Blue Beetle tonight. Blue Beetle tonight.
All righty. Nice to have Scott back from Japan.
Thank you.
Okay, so Blue Beetle. It's a movie. It's a comic. It's been published by 3 different publishers at this point.
Well, yeah, technically, yeah.
But this is one of those ones that's, I don't know if it did well enough at the box office to get another movie, but I really liked it. I mean, it's not a perfect movie. There's some stuff in there that doesn't make sense, but I think overall it's the most fun I've had in a DC movie in ages.
I mean, I think a lot of the things that I liked about Shazam, kind of carry over in this one.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. I mean, they do give a nod to Batman, so Batman's in this universe, but other than that, it's a standalone movie, right?
Yeah.
And I think for that, it's worth watching just for that, because a lot of people are like, "Why should I care?" It's like, just go enjoy it. He's like, why do you have to care? Why does it have to tie in? Can't it just be good on its own? Yeah.
I hope some Mexicans go watch this movie.
Well, it's certainly catered toward them, didn't it? With the,
well, I mean,
with the writing, the jokes, the cultural nods.
I guess what I like about the idea of a legacy character being a person of color is that you don't have to make him like he's not the brown beetle. You know what I mean? He's not he's not like a El Caliente or something. They don't lean in on like a stereotype. He's just the Blue Beetle happens to be a Mexican American kid, and I don't know.
The main character doesn't lean into a stereotype, but some of his family members do.
Well, I mean, sure, but that's also it. Also rings true. I mean, as someone who, I mean, I'm mixed, but I did grow up with Mexican American family.
Yeah, we know you're a Cholito.
Look, Rudy is like my cousin. Like I know Rudy, And
Rudy is the uncle, Scott. Just see, that's the one that George Lopez plays.
That's what I don't like.
Yeah,
that's what you don't like. And it's like I don't know. It's like I can relate, and I can relate to the getting a blessing. My grandmother wouldn't let me leave the house without a blessing. I was pretty funny, and
but I mean, they do lean into some stereotypes with George Lopez, like even his freaking horn going, that
yeah. That's the General Lee. His was the General.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah.
But the stereotypes.
But the thing is,
they do come from somewhere.
Right, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Like stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of Mexican and Hispanic nods in there. Like even the post credit scene. Like I had to look that up because I didn't grow up with that stop motion.
Chapulín.
Yeah, Chapulín. Was it the carrot? It's something carrot, right?
Chapulín
in English
it means grasshopper.
Yeah. Oh, grasshopper. The red grasshopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So like for me, you know, I didn't know who that character was, so I'd look it up. And then when they're talking about like what's the jeez, having a senior moment here. Sorry. The kind of Pretty Woman analogy where they have that Mexican
all the different telenovela.
The telenovela where it's like, you know, the girl that gets, you know, rescued by
like
the rich guy.
Maria from the barrio, and
there we go. That's what I was trying to think of. Maria from the barrio.
Yeah. Now that's not something I'm as well versed in. You know, we didn't have cable, so there was no like Univision. But
yeah. Well, that's the weird thing is like talking about Univision. Like I didn't growing up, I didn't get that. The only time we ever saw that kind of stuff like was when I went to visit my aunt in Huntington Beach, because it wasn't in Flagstaff, Arizona. Flagstaff's very, you know, white bread. But then I go to Huntington Beach and you'd be watching Sábado Gigante. You know?
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah.
I remember Sábado Gigante. Yes. Yeah, and getting and watching commercials in Spanish, like "Que usan peppers."
We had the in my town where I grew up, we had the Spanish language radio, and so we would listen to the radio a lot of time. And it would play a lot of like, you know, Mexican music, and then there would be all the commercials would be in Spanish, and so I would always hear all these commercials like for, you know, Antonio del Tigre dice they're greatissimo, and you know,
Antonio the Tiger says they're great. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and, you know, in the infamous, you know, the Roach Motels, which was the, you know, las cucarachas entran pero no pueden salir, you know, and I would always hear this stuff, but I used to...
Scott? Yeah. I'm going to translate for Scott.
See,
I don't know. All that stuff always used to crack me up, like, you know. But the funny thing was, we'd listen to it so much, I'd start to pick some of it up. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like I said, as speaking as somebody that was represented in that race, some of it does ring fairly true to me.
I'm not saying it doesn't, but it does lean into the stereotypes. There's no denying that.
Yeah,
but effectively.
But I wouldn't say in like a derogatory way, you know.
I'm not saying that either.
But you know, but aside from that, though, I mean, I'm a fan of Blue Beetle. Like, I like the character. I've always liked like DC's sort of like legacy characters. Like the idea that, you know, it would just carry the identity carries on with like a new person.
John's here. Hi, hey. John. Hello. I think we both clicked on add at the same time, so you took yourself in, I took you out.
Yeah. I can keep going back and forth all night. Anyway.
All right. So we're just talking stereotypes right now.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, Drew, you were talking about the characters carrying on.
Yeah, well, you know, like DC has a lot, you know, obviously like the Flash, you know, there's the original Flash, and then there was Barry Allen, and then there's Wally West, you know, and Green Lantern has been like, you know, Alan Scott, and then Hal Jordan, and then John Stewart, you know, and, you know, there's DC has a lot of characters like that, like, you know, Liberty Bell, Wildcat, Mr. Terrific, you know, all these characters that are just sort of like a legacy character. Dr. Fate. I don't know. I think it's cool.
Sandy says, "Hey guys."
Hey Sandy.
Aloha, Sandy. Sandy, did Sandy get to see the movie?
Sandy,
it was fun.
It
was definitely fun.
You saw it twice, Mike?
Yeah, I watched. Okay, and get me in trouble now, but I watched the bootleg.
No, you don't have
first.
to say that.
and then
have to admit it.
And then I went and saw it in the theater.
Yeah. I thought we were going to be the only ones in the theater. Oh, Sandy did. She said she liked it. Although it seemed like the big focus was like it wasn't around him; it was more like the family. It wasn't as the focus.
Well, but that's also one of the things I did like about it, though. You know,
Mhm.
it was like Miss Marvel. There's very family centric,
Sure.
different culture. Now this is very
Yeah.
family centric, different culture. Um,
I should get some reference photos.
but but now we talk about the stereotype. A lot of the I can see like this not doing well in Heartland America for reasons. Drew, what do you think?
Well,
Because there is a lot of social commentary in it. There's
yeah, I mean, well, I mean, you kind of have to, I guess. You know, if you're gonna try to ground it in that there's sort of a you know the reality of immigrants,
yeah.
but I don't
They're
know.
all cleaning the gun off the
I didn't
table.
find it like browbeating. Um, I don't know, but I'm a bit of a lefty though, so I don't know.
Yeah, me too. But I can see where, you know, some people that still fly the rebel flag might not have dug the movie for some of the comments made.
How did Reed summarize it?
I don't know. I didn't see it with
Oh.
you read.
I don't remember
No,
what
he says basically it's Iron Man meets Guyver.
Yeah, it does have a bit of the Guyver. I feel
Well,
like it has a lot of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. The Guyver would be the lost alien tech, right?
Right.
Wasn't
And
Guyver
how it's
alien
like-
tech too?
Yeah, it's like sentient and latches onto the guy. Yeah. So, I can see that. I can figure out his outfit. But yeah, his outfit, I mean, I couldn't help but thinking Iron Man the whole time.
There
The way
are
the way it's
you know
designed.
especially the later like nanite sort of Iron Man,
Right.
like the way that it would go on.
And then how it's talking to him.
Yeah.
But everybody get to the taco.
Taco.
Yeah.
That was the name of the truck, Scott.
The Tacoma.
I did really like the movie. It may sound like I'm dissing on it, Drew, but I really did like it.
No,
It
I mean
kinda was like. Go ahead.
it's not without its flaws. I mean,
But it had that kind of Shazam feel where he's figuring out his powers and he's kind of just bungling his way through it, kind of mishapping,
yeah.
kind of Grace American Hero kind of thing.
I mean, I did post on my own Facebook page. I think it's my favorite DC movie since the Nolan Batmans.
Oh, okay, cool. I mean, I enjoyed the first Shazam.
I enjoyed the first Shazam too, and
Yeah.
for the same kind of reasons.
It's my new Christmas movie.
It's not beholden to the universe at large for DC, even though they do mention Batman,
Yay.
much to Scott's dismay.
He mentions it once. That's it. Yeah, it's not like it was
That's
constantly
too
missing
much.
out. Is it too much?
Say yeah.
I picked up the comic, the Blue Beetle. I don't know how close the the design is to the movie one.
Well, there's different versions of the Blue Beetle, but this is definitely a newer version.
Right.
I think visually it's not too far off from the later version, is it, Drew?
Yeah, it kind of looks.
I mean, that's after my time. That's why I'm asking Drew. Drew's more up on stuff than I am.
I don't know.
Visually,
John reads more of the Marvel and DC stuff than I do. So.
Well, I collect it. I don't know if I read it, but I'm a comic collector. Give me that variant cover. That's it. I'm done. See you later. Um, I know we stayed to the end for the, because
The-
is there something
yeah.
at the end? Is there something at the end?
There is a mid credit and a post credit.
Yeah.
But the post credit, I mean, most people aren't going to get unless they grew up with what was it? El Chapolin, was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
El Chapolin.
That's the one that on Simpsons, the Bumblebee Man is a parody of.
Yeah.
The Brown Hornet.
The-
The Brown Hornet.
yes.
I wonder how long before somebody can revive the Brown Hornet.
I think because of the association, Was it a trusty
What
bell stinger?
association?
Oh, with the
What
whole Bill
association are we
Cosby
talking
thing.
about?
With the Bill Cosby thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Picture pages.
Yeah.
Time to get your paper and your pencil.
I think it would depend on whether or not Bill Cosby gets paid for it or not. If he doesn't get paid for it, they could revive it.
Oh, I see.
If he gets paid for it, they're probably not going to touch it.
Right.
Picture page.
Make sense?
That works for me.
Yeah. Bill Cosby. What's another one that is just like amazing how much they torch the reputation.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He was America's dad for a while,
Yeah. You see, the thing is, you're gonna go over there and get yourself a pudding.
I'm trying to visualize that kind of Bruce Lee like come here thing,
Hmm?
where he uses his four fingers like that, like come here.
Oh,
I'm trying to visualize that in my head.
how did you feel about the whole OMAC thing?
Yeah, who you asking?
You, I know Drew's thoughts.
I mean, within the context of the movie, it was fine.
Okay,
Um,
but based
obviously,
on
it
what
wasn't. It was. Yeah. Well, but like, here's the thing. Again, my knowledge is like decades out of date. So that's not the OMAC I know.
Right.
By a long shot. But
Right.
the OMAC I know would be hard to. Who wants to see that guy with the huge ass mohawk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
See, I do. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's one of Jack Kirby's most striking designs.
That's true.
I mean, it's so weird, and I don't know. But I mean, I don't think I'm I'm probably in the minority.
I mean, they did bring him back on with that Brave and the Bold. That was kind of nice to see.
But yeah, the DC comics, like the ones that are set in like the modern age, OMAC is is a system more than a single character, which I feel like it makes it kind of an oxymoron because it's the one man army corps, not a whole bunch of people, but whatever.
Irony.
Oh, in the movie.
Well, like in the current comics, there's like people who are like sleeper agents that have been like, implanted with the OMAC thing, and they can be activated via satellite to, they call it OMActivation. So
Kind of good. Kind of good.
Home activation.
yep,
Find a
OMActivated.
good reference shot.
But I don't remember. I don't think it had a connection to Cord Industries or anything like that. But
So you said the Jack Kirby one was a red and black outfit, right?
what are you talking
That
about?
was the one that
OMAC?
for Blue Beetle.
Oh, Blue
Blue
Beetle? No,
Beetle.
that was well, it was. I mean, Kirby did work on it, but he didn't design it. The red and
okay.
blue.
Yeah.
Although I guess technically it was red and yellow, and then I'm sorry, blue and yellow, and then they went blue and red. But that version of Blue Beetle, I think it was Fox Publications, and I think it was designed by the Eisner Studio.
Oh, I did see Eisner mentioned at the end
Yeah,
in the end credits. It was nice to see a couple of names, who they got credited to.
but I think Kirby had been like, I don't know if he was like an apprentice or an assistant working in the Eisner Studio, and I think that's where his connection to Blue Beetle was.
Hmm.
But I believe it was an Eisner designed costume.
Mhm.
I don't know the Blue Beetle costume. I remember was they show it in the movie.
Yeah, the
Right?
blue and
Where it's on the mannequins in Ted
Yeah,
Kords' lab.
Yeah, Ted Kords costume.
Yeah, that's the Blue Beetle. The costume I remember.
Dan Garrett.
Yeah. Well, the Dan Garrett one is like the older one, and that he's also kind of. I don't think he was actually that character, but there was also a Blue Beetle that was in the Electric Company.
Oh, that's what I was gonna draw. That's what I was gonna draw. The
You
old
should.
Blue Beetle. Yeah. Okay, who was what? J. Arthur Crank. I used to always confuse him with J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh,
What's everyone drawing? Are you drawing the? Are you drawing Mike? Are you drawing the Nana with the gun?
No, I'm doing Blue Beetle with the big ass sword,
Oh,
but I'm
okay.
trying to do it in kind of a mixed pose. So I'm looking at different references. So I got the legs from a pose from a Final Fantasy shot, and I'm trying to get that kind of hand gesture from Bruce Lee.
Oh, I
Come
see.
here, and then the holding the sword over the shoulder. I'm swiping from another Final Fantasy shot. So I'm mixing poses together, trying to create.
I'm having a hard time finding actually a good, decent shot of the movie outfit.
Yeah. What are you looking for a particular scene?
No, just some kind of a reference, so I can see what the outfit looks like. I know it's blue and black, but I guess you can just make it up. I guess.
There, I'll tell you what. You look up like the hot toy if you just want to see the pattern.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because they do have toys of it out already.
Yeah.
And that might give you a better image.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see. All right. Yeah, I might just totally wrong.
What's that? Did that help? You find the toy?
Yeah. I got the Entertainment Earth one. A little bit different than what I did. It's okay.
And one of the things I liked about this character, he's not big and buff, right? He's fit, but he's not he's not bulky.
Yeah. So in a way, is he kind of like Green Lantern, where it's like whatever he thinks of, the AI will create it. Like I said, like if you can think of the weapon, it'll make it. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that was the other gag. I have to look that up.
Start wrapping Blue Beetle costume onto this pose. Yeah.
I was gonna say maybe I'll just leave these black and white, but I guess it's a Blue Beetle. Gotta make them blue.
Yeah.
I liked that they had the bug ship.
Oh yeah, like how it stepped on somebody and just like like
Oh,
oh,
Yeah, that,
like
that was pretty
Pearson
crazy.
had to like shake him off.
it's like oh, it's just like a bug, you know.
That was pretty bananas.
Was that Ted's ship?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ted's ship.
That must have been cool.
You know, some theaters, I think it was Cinemark movie theaters, had a popcorn bucket that was the Beetle.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I guess you could order it online. I was real tempted, but then I kept thinking, do I really have to spend $30 for a popcorn bucket?
Yeah, I had to hunt down
Yes.
for my Ecto 1.
But I was tempted to get it and put my action figures on it.
Nice.
But then I realized I don't have a Blue Beetle.
You can get a Blue Beetle.
You don't have a Blue Beetle.
Don't have Blue Beetle.
Got those new GI Joes that came out. They had a shipwreck.
I saw.
Yeah.
I was tempted, but I don't collect them.
Okay.
But I like Shipwreck though.
I know you do.
I'm waiting for Edward Lealoha.
Oh yeah, Torpedo.
Yeah.
I think he's out.
Is it? Oh,
I
then
think
we
it's
gotta
pre-order.
catch.
I didn't see 'em out yet.
Oh, is it pre-order? Sorry.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's supposed to come out soon.
And then you
Pre-order
gotta
went
go
out
to
a month or two ago.
get Steve. Steve Lealoha has to sign in Maui.
Yeah.
Was it named after him?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Larry Hama, when he
Yeah.
was naming the G.I. Joe characters, Hama just started naming them after his friends.
He's
Oh,
from.
cool. I
he's
did
from
not know
IAF.
that.
Yeah, he's from IA.
Who is? Larry Hama is from IA?
No. Torpedo.
Steve Law.
The character.
No, the characters. They put the character in from IA.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I didn't. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a big GI Joe kid, so. Did not know that.
Can do a GI Joe day.
Yeah, we could. We haven't done GI Joe yet, right?
Drew will give us the history.
Well, it's just that like I read comics already when G.I. Joe came out as a comic, but it was like the first time I remember seeing an advertisement or a commercial for a comic book on TV. And I swear to God, every boy in my class had G.I. Joe #1. Like I just have this crazy memory of coming into school and like seeing every boy in the classroom sitting there with a copy of G.I. Joe #1. That thing sold like 1 million copies, and
Yeah.
it was a huge seller for Marvel.
No, it's the impact of TV. Like when Mutant Ninja Turtles came out, everybody picked that up.
You guys know why they did the commercial, right?
Because they couldn't do a commercial, like an animated commercial for toys.
Yeah, it's a great.
So
story.
their way around it was to do an animated commercial for a comic book.
Oh, is that what it was? So see
Yeah.
the further adventures of G.I. Joe in Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
They did the stuff with a.
But then when Reagan came into office, they relaxed a lot of those standards, and then they could start
Half
making
hour.
commercials.
I like this PSAs. Pork chop sandwiches.
But my favorite is body massage machine go.
I like the kid who just falls off the cliff. G.I. Joe. There's a guy who basically he took all the PSAs and redubbed it, and there's one where this kid falls off a cliff. It's just like, "Ah!" And then they just cuts that G.I. Joe.
Yeah, Michael, have you ever seen the Fensler films?
Fensler films.
Yeah, I mean, if you never watched the
It's
G.I.
like-
Joe cartoon, it's probably lost on you. But all they like, yeah, just like John said, they just dubbed all the PSAs instead of recut them into craziness. They're pretty funny. It was a huge meme for a while.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound familiar to me. So I'm going to have to guess no. But,
Connie had a good idea where it's like putting the Blue Beetle and the Tick.
Yeah,
Actually, there was mention of that, right? It's like, hey, it looks like a big tick.
it does.
Yeah.
When Rudy, that's what he said. It looks like big thing.
that guy Rudy is his uncle.
Yes. That guy. Is it Jordan?
Yeah, that guy. That guy. I don't like that guy.
You know, that guy that's called Batman and Fascist. That guy.
Yeah.
He's-
Well, he was obviously, this whole conspiracy theory and everything.
Crazy nut.
Yeah. I mean, he was going off about how, like, It's funny. I'm looking at this Blue Beetle. He's wearing his watch.
And they had on the flying bug, the thing like the door opening with that sort of a stand like platform thing that dropped down.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like the big standard because Ted Cord always used to go jumping out of that thing and swinging around. And,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
yeah. I was
like
really
the-
happy
Yeah.
they had stuff like that.
I liked all the retro stuff. Like, for example, like, looked like old video game stuff, and even the computers, like the old joystick and everything. The
Yeah.
one for the
The
computer.
one button joystick.
Well, it was like, like for your computer, how it was that weird square one
Yeah.
with that little tiny joystick.
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. So Ted Cord's been missing for a while. So like all his tech is older.
Yeah, it looks like Commodores and stuff like that, like really old stuff.
Wow.
And even the sound effects were kind of like these old bleeps and things like that, like old.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about that, like how, like, in the opening intro, and you see the scarab flying around, and I just like, wow, this reminds me of like Journey. How Journey, their little insignias,
yeah.
that little has that very 80s feel to it, even the sound.
Escape.
Yeah.
Pina colada.
Remember that Journey video game? You guys ever played that?
I never played it, but I do know it existed.
Yeah.
But I
I'm
never
sure you can
played
watch it on like YouTube.
Was it for the 2600 or was it?
No, it was in the arcade.
It was in the arcade.
It was in the arcades, yeah.
Like Aerosmith.
I remember
They
Aerosmith
kinda
had at a game. It's like for the Sega or something.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Where they had like their kind of like digitized heads on these cartoon bodies, and you had to like go through different things, try to get to the concert.
My blues are off. John, you know what you should do? You should make a Blue Beetle Bailey.
Oh, somebody did that already. Somebody
Oh.
did that, and I was really bummed out that I was too late for that one.
You could make it, Scott.
He's got some lights on his legs too. I didn't notice. Okay. Let's see. And so he's got these two tentacles that wrap around his torso, and then another two that stick out the top of his back, right?
Yeah. I think the
Doesn't
main two
kind
are
of
the
look
one
like
that like
Armored
stick out the
Spider.
back. He does look like the Iron Spider. That's what we're thinking too. It's like that's why Drew says like of a mix between like Spider-Man and Iron Man.
But nobody likes Spider-Man, so.
Here we go.
Batman's a fascist.
Oh,
I mean, even though the Jaime character is very different from the Ted Cord character, they still kept a lot of the design flourishes from the Ted Cord Blue Beetle. I mean, he still has that like pattern on the chest and
Yeah.
you know the same basic color scheme for the most part.
Okay, Jamie. That's Jaime. Okay, Jamie.
Well, wasn't that kind of the premise, Drew? With like Ted Cord was trying to build something based off the Scarab, but he couldn't get it unlocked
Right.
himself.
Which I'm not 100% on this, but I think they kind of, you know, I haven't read enough of the old like Steve Ditko Blue Beetles to know too much. I know him more from when DC acquired him in like the 80s, but I think they tried to connect him to the original Dan Garrett Blue Beetle in that Cord got the Scarab from Garrett when he died, but the Scarab never really worked for him.
right.
And I guess he wore it like I think on his belt, and it like protected him because during Crisis on Infinite Earths, one of these like shadow demons like attacks Ted Cord, and he survives somehow because like the Scarab protected him. But he never had like the super strength and all that other stuff. He relied more on his, gadgets and stuff.
Like Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ted had it rough in the
But less
80s.
fashy.
Oh.
Let it go, Mike. Let it go.
Yeah. Well, that was the other one I was thinking of. I was going to do the Blue Beetle and the Blue Falcon.
Blue Beetle and Blue Falcon.
Is
You
this
could do, and
Blue
one of
Falcon
them's got
can,
one of them's a Volkswagen Beetle and the other's a Ford Falcon.
Well, there you go. The Volkswagen Fahrzeug. Oh, didn't you say too, like when Susan Sarandon's character was talking to them, she was speaking in Spanish. Andale.
Yeah, but she was so condescending.
Yeah.
Well, no, there was the scene with the mom.
Oh, okay.
When the mom is telling, like, before Jaime goes back out to try to find, what's her name, Jenny,
Yeah.
and she gives him the like pep talk, and she's talking to him. I thought it was really funny that the subtitles were like, go kick their ass, but what she was saying like, pinche la madre. It was like, she basically called him like, motherfucker. Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. So I was listening to it.
I caught a lot of that stuff too. It's like it's like they spent the whole movie calling him, "Hey, cabezón." He's like, but they never translated. Hey, fathead. Hey, big head.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what that all meant? See, it totally flew over my head. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because I speak enough Spanish to get myself in trouble.
It's funny.
Cabron.
I don't know. I thought it was funny. Cabron, yeah, cabron. Cabron, I mean, literally, is just goat, but
Yeah, but when they start throwing pinche in there, it's like, oh, they're getting a little more real.
Yeah.
That feels good. A long day.
Let's see if I'm staying in the center of the can.
Oh, man.
It's funny. There was like a hot minute where apparently the Charlton characters were public domain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was some guy like what was it? AC Comics, which I think used to put out like this comic book called Femme Force, which is like a
Oh,
lot
yeah, I
of sort
remember
of
that.
cheesecake and stuff. AC Comics put out a comic. It was called something like the Sentinels of Liberty, or the Sentinels, or something. And it was all the Charlton characters. It was Blue Beetle, the Question, Captain Atom, and Nightshade.
Huh.
And somebody had like briefly gotten the rights from whoever held the rights, because Charlton had already been defunct, and this guy quickly put out the Sentinels comic, and it advertised a #2 coming after. But in between the time that he put out his comic and before #2 came out, DC apparently had formally bought the characters, and they, he couldn't put out his version anymore. So the guy, the #2 never made it to the shelves, but there is this weirdo single issue of the Sentinels that has Blue Beetle, Captain Atom, Question, and Nightshade.
Huh.
And I found it for 50 cents at one of the, I think it was at Honolulu Comic Con. So
Well, there you go.
Wow.
it's not hard to find, and it's not super expensive. So. But and then the Watchmen was supposed to be the Charlton characters. Like when DC got the rights to him, I guess originally they had asked Alan Moore if he would do something with those characters, and then when he handed in his I guess his script, the editors were like, "Wow, we like this story, but like these characters are unusable afterwards." So then Moore just changed them
Mhm.
into other characters, but you can still kind of tell who everybody is supposed to be. I mean, Rorschach is the Question.
Mhm.
What's his name? Night Owl is Blue Beetle. I mean, instead of flying around in a beetle, he flies around in the big owl ship.
Oh yeah. Captain Adam was Doctor.
Dr. Manhattan. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Makes sense now.
I always like that little video of how they how that one guy made, like, if Watchmen was a '80s Saturday morning
Yeah.
cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Call the Watchmen. Watch out.
I think the comedian was supposed to be Peacemaker,
Oh. That would make
and
sense.
like Ozymandias was supposed to be this guy called Thunderbolt, which apparently DC lost the rights to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had Thunderbolt briefly, but then I guess it lapsed, and now I think Dynamite Comics puts out a Thunderbolt comic.
How that works? It's like, do people just wait? Like, hey, that's gonna lapse. Let's take it.
Well, I think so.
Well, they buy
Get it.
They buy rights for a little while. Let's see. We have somebody
The whole
on
Winnie the
Twitch
Pooh
watching.
thing.
Kayla CJH9. Damn, bro. There you go. You're talented for real. I don't know who he's talking to or who they're talking to, but somebody's talented for real.
Probably you, Mike.
Yeah. I'm not sure what this says. Keeled? Keeled.
They just wanted you to say it.
Keeled. Yeah. Could be. Could be.
I had shading later.
You know the thing is, John, you make most. It's like drawing that Black Panther. You know, just most of his
Yeah,
suits
pretty
black.
much.
You know,
I know. It's like it's easier to go reverse. But it's weird because, like I said, the way the face is and all that, it's very much like Iron Man's helmet. You know, with the chin and the way the shape of it. Yeah.
I'm gonna take a minute and go get something to drink. I'm gonna mute myself real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
John,
What?
I had a refreshing glass of Ovaltine.
Oh, very nice. I chose blue drinks for tonight. I have this sparkling ice, and then I have a Powerade. Oh, which just dripped all over my drawing. Blot that out. Yeah, Ovaltine. That's one of those from the past.
They had it. Remember, I got it when we were at
I was
Don
waiting for John.
Quixote.
I was waiting for John to say, "I've been drinking. I have Beetle-based drinks tonight.
Yeah, I can't think of anything Beetle based.
Beetlejuice."
Oh, there you go. Say it 3 times. Yeah, it's showtime. I heard your musical is good.
John, he's asking who's that next to Blue Beetle in your drawing.
Oh, this is an old blue character from. There's a show like from the Electric Company. Electric Company is kind of like Sesame Street way back when in the 70s. So they actually had a character. He dressed up like that called the Blue Beetle. So it's kind of like he was like that's the original Blue Beetle I remember. So stuff like that. Where we go next?
Get a better look at these boots.
Actually, yeah, the Electric Company too had the quacking Spider-Man.
What?
He didn't talk. It was always like, "Wah."
It was like I always thought
it's like the penguin.
it was like the sound effect that accompanied the word balloon popping up because it was to
and
make
then
you
had to
read.
it. Yeah. So I don't know if you can see it here, but you see this is the Blue Beetle from way back when.
Well, hold on a second. Let me bring John up single.
Not that there's any difference, but
Yeah, your camera's a little blurry, but yeah, yeah, the Blue Beetle from the Electric Company. Oh, there we go. It's better. It just says Blue Beetle on it.
Spider-Man.
yeah, literally Blue Beetle. I mean, he's got some wings and he has like
He's
little
like-
antennas like the tick.
Like Superman's got that S.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah. But as you can
Spider-Man's
see,
got the
there was a
spider.
Spider-Man back
Blue
then.
Beetle has the words Blue Beetle.
Yeah, so that's the character. So
That's
little
sad.
did we know.
Sad. I can't even afford a logo.
You should do the original Blue Beetle. This is the one you were talking about, right? With the red gloves.
Dang.
It's him.
All right, what do we draw next?
You.
You.
Khalid saying, I don't remember Blue Beetle had that sword. In the movie, did you see the movie? There's a scene where he has a kind of a Final Fantasy sword.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like at the end with the huge sword. It's like, yeah, that's what reminded me of was Final Fantasy.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that's the nod.
Yeah,
Because he's a younger person, so he probably
Yeah,
played the
yeah.
game. What'd you think of the sister? I thought she did a really good job selling all the emotional parts.
yeah,
Except for when I wanted to wring her neck.
yeah. Reed at one point, it's like it's her fault. It's all her fault. The dad, and it's like, why didn't anyone help? Why didn't anyone help her?
Khalid said Blue Beetle was introduced in 1939, like the comics version. Yeah, and none of us are that old. I mean, but we were comics readers, so.
Yeah.
Blue Beetle.
Is that the era where they started naming everything with a color, like red tornado?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because they discovered if it was like a common word, you couldn't copyright it. So if you called a guy like the Flame, you couldn't copyright the Flame because a flame is like a thing, But if I came up with a guy and called him the Green Flame, I could copyright that.
The brown flame.
And so if you had a character, you wouldn't just call him the Beetle, you had to call him the Blue Beetle. And there was another character called the Red Bee, and
The Brown Hornet.
the brown
Oh, we're
Hornet.
going back to that again. Okay.
And the Green Hornet.
Oh, Green Hornet, Green Lantern, Green Arrow.
Right, but like I said, you can't call a guy the Lantern because anybody could have a guy called the Lantern, and as long as your
That's
lantern didn't look like somebody else's lantern,
Yeah.
you could get away with it. But if you made a guy called the Green Lantern, so anyway,
Wait. I know what I forgot. Sorry, Drew. I had to do it.
no worries.
I liked how the sister had.
No, I didn't
Nintendo
watch
Power Glove.
I didn't watch Cobra Kai, but I know this the star was like one of the leads in Cobra Kai. Was he Danny's son?
Oh, I don't know.
Anybody watch Cobra Kai?
No, that would be a Reed question.
Reed's not here.
I'm
Reed-
just saying. He's
That
Reed-
doesn't do
I
me any
know who's
good.
like-
Reed's not here.
You can ask
I
him
have-
next time. I know you're going to see
I
him.
haven't watched Cobra Kai, so I don't.
Yeah, I have
couldn't
not either.
tell you.
Now, One
I thought
Piece.
you guys-
I have not watched Cobra Kai either.
Okay, I don't feel so bad
Well,
now.
thi-
'Cause
Well, this
I
is
thought I was
why
one
it's
of the
going to
few
get
that hadn't
canceled.
watched it.
This is why it's going to get canceled.
I like the movie The Karate Kid.
I like the
But I
movies. Yeah, I did like the movies. I just, the whole premise, like, I don't need to see 40-year-old used car salesman Danny. I just the premise
Being a
just didn't
jerk.
work for me. I mean, I've heard nothing but good things about it, so I'll probably get around to watching it someday.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, I mean, I think what and again, I haven't watched it, but what I've heard is that it's more from the point of view of the bully kid
Yeah.
Yeah.
and how it's like, life for him kind of
turned to
sucked
shit.
after.
Yeah.
And and it's sort of his sort of redemption story.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think he needed that in real life too. It's like, man, everybody thinks I'm the bad guy just because I played the bad guy.
We were just talking about that. We are talking about how like William Atherton, who does he was
Peck, Walter Peck.
yeah, Peck from Ghostbusters. He said like when you would walk down the street, people would be throwing stuff at him. It's like because I guess he just played the role so well that
This man.
Well, he was also kind of the jerk Dean on was it Real Genius? Yeah.
Yep.
I guess he was just kind of typecast for that kind of role. So.
He has that kind of face.
Yeah, but for people to just throw stuff at you, it's like, hey, jerk. It's just a role, people.
Like he did it so well that people only.
Yeah, they were convinced, But
Yeah.
That's like some wrestlers. They do their job so well that
Oh,
even
yeah.
after the thing is over, people go in.
well, even oh, good.
Well, it's just funny. It makes me think of the whole like was it Ralph and Sam? The wolf and the sheepdog from
Yeah,
those
One
cartoons. Because I heard a story, and I don't know if it's true, but I had heard that the wrestlers Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair were actually like neighbors, and like in the ring they were like enemies. But like when they weren't wrestling, they would have like barbecues and like hang out.
that's funny.
Well, I mean, a lot of that. Even if they weren't neighbors, they're they're just
Yeah, they're
coworkers.
usually
really.
mutual. Yeah.
They
It's
just
just
couldn't do that in public. Back in the day.
On Max they have those new Looney Tunes, and they brought them back. So Ralph and Sam are doing the same thing, punching in. And it's updated.
Morgan Ralph.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. Oh, they even brought back
Once
Pussyfoot, the dog and the little cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they brought that back too, and it actually looked pretty good, actually. So I've been watching some of those on Max.
You ever watch like the new Looney Tunes? Like, it's more.
Yeah, I mean,
refilling.
it's almost like Seinfeld almost.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's one of them. I mean they brought back Looney Tunes several times. So
As long as it's not the Filmation ones.
oh my gosh, yeah, that was horrible. Where they crossed it over with the Groovy Ghoulies.
Crossover with Groovy Ghoulies.
Yeah, it's like they didn't know how to speed up Mel Blanc's voice, so everything sounded off.
Okay.
I mean, did that mostly come about from like Warner Brothers was like looking at the bottom line and was like it's too expensive, so they licensed it out to Filmation.
I have no idea what the story was with that, but that was the one time they did a crossover, and that was the last time, I think.
Except for the live action crossover, isn't it?
Right. But that was actually kind of a big thing, though, with the whole Disney, the whole Who Framed Roger Rabbit thing.
From what I understand, it was very difficult.
Yeah.
Like, everybody wanted to make sure that their characters were presented in a good light.
They were good light, the amount of time they were on screen, and that one didn't outshine the other.
I saw some of the pictures of people cosplaying from Dragon Con,
I saw some, yeah.
and somebody was Judge Doom.
Oh, fun.
and he was walking around with the vat of the dip, and
Fun.
he looked great.
Did you see the you know they have the bunny one? Someone did a like a Playboy bunny of like Weird Al.
I didn't see
Playboy
that.
Bunny of Weird Al.
Yeah, it's really weird. She has like a curly wig, a mustache, and an accordion.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, you have to see it. It's just like whoa. Because
We
I
don't
guess
need
that's
sexy,
a big thing.
We don't need a sexy Weird Al.
What is it called? The what is it called? The bunny.
The bunny hop.
Is that what it's called?
They do, yeah. One of the nights at Dragon Con, they do the bunny hop. It's like a tradition. And to get in, you have to either be dressed as a bunny or as a Hugh Hefner
Or hef?
We have a viewer on YouTube called Anime Weeb. Drew, are you watching on YouTube in your alias? Anime Weeb. Hello, Anime Weeb. Yo, Anime Weeb says yo.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, Khalid on Twitch.
Should have been bigger.
That's what she said.
That's the second one I got of that today. A lot of people, you know about the 4x6 is. I mailed it out, and like a lot of people got it pretty quickly. So I posted that because he posted it, and I just said, "Wow, that was fast." And of course, someone said the same things like that. That's what she said. Okay.
These are pretty good at that. I guess the marks on his legs are blue too, right? The eyes are yellowish. And I'm just kind of in sketch mode tonight. I'm not trying to draw too detailed. But the last couple drawings I've done have been like 4 or 5 hour drawings. It's like I just want to do something quick and simple tonight.
I was gonna say, but the final product has been looked really good.
Yeah.
A lot of detail. You're all set for November.
I don't know if I'm set, but I'm getting there.
I have to start. I have to figure out what I'm doing.
So this is good to just do something quick, and
Oh yeah.
even though it's going to take 2 hours to draw it, I'm not like trying to get all the details perfect.
We're having fun.
All right, let's see. There's a lot going on in the costume. I'm glad I'm not trying to do it exact.
Yeah, you don't think that because you're thinking it's just blue and black, and you realize there is a lot going on.
Yeah. There's a lot of like surfaces with like dots in them, like just random textures. You're like, what the hell is this for? Just make it harder to draw.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe because it looks better. It doesn't look as.
I'm sure they have a reason for it, but it's just like I look at all these movie hero costumes, and it's just like you guys are just trying to make it hard for artists, aren't you? Just admit it.
Pretty much.
It's that lady that did the Spider-Man costume.
No, I mean you like look at Scarlet Witch's costume. If you look at that thing closely, it's a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah. So it's like, hey,
So
let's
much
go
going
back
on.
to the original outfits, or like Thor's outfit, for example. That's a pain in the ass.
I like the comic Thor outfit, like the basic black
Yeah,
tunic.
Sure.
You know, the weird yellow leg wrap things on the boots. The tunic has the weird falsies on it.
Mhm.
But did they base him off like the opera singer look, you know, or the
Yeah, probably.
Oh, really? Like the whole Valkyries and stuff, right?
I don't know. I just the way I always looked at it was I just kind of figured it was just Kirby's like shorthand. You know, like this is how I'm gonna do it as like in a 2-dimensional way.
but it's like Superman is a nod to the old strongman costumes, you know, with
Yeah,
the, the underwear on the outside, kind of the leotard. Um,
Hunks.
and there's some Flash Gordon in there and
Uh,
all the prevalent stuff at the time. Thank you, Scott.
I want to get a Hot Wheels racetrack now.
Oh, you
Why?
like that video?
Yeah.
What?
I found this video. Somebody set up a Hot Wheels track, and then he decided to test all of the Hot Wheels Batmobiles to see which ones would go the furthest,
Oh, okay.
just strictly using gravity.
I see. And so now Scott wants to do the same thing.
It looks fun.
It did look fun, and it was cool that the two that went the furthest were that flat animated series one, and then the classic 1966 Batmobile.
Yeah.
I
Clearly
would
the
think
best
that
Batmobiles.
I would think that the animated series. I mean, it just seems like one solid shape, So aerodynamically, it seems like it'd be like, you know,
I think
Yeah,
that,
that
and it
that-
didn't have other stuff kind of like when it was making the turns, that was, I think, kind of like slowing it down. Like it wasn't, the other stuff wasn't hidden. Yeah. The left engine stuff.
yeah.
I mean, at least the designers thought about that, where it like had to like lasso the, the lamppost to turn. It's like somebody like, hey, our wheelbase is too wide. They're too far apart. This thing would not be able to turn. What's your turn radius? About 300 feet.
That's why I have grappling hooks.
I was actually going to say, it's like, hey, so for this Blue Beetle movie, they didn't really mention any of the other series, but no, actually they did, right? Because it was talking about, oh yeah, we have our own hero.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they
Yeah.
superheroes exist in this world, but they're
Yeah.
not really talked about in this movie much.
Yeah. Not as much as like Shazam.
Captain Marvel.
Now Superman has is in Metropolis, and Central
Yeah.
City has the Flash.
Flash.
Their city had Blue Beetle. But
found some of my sketches from that we've done on these drinking draws, and I was trying to kind of clean them up, and I'm like, wow, some of these are really messy. There's a couple I'm gonna probably redraw. I don't know, but so what is the verdict? I guess right now is the movie doing well? Is Blue Beetle doing well in the box office, or
Not as well as I would like.
or is it? Because it seems like it's kind of like when it, like every time we see a movie and you see like the amount of viewings that they have, and it's less and less, so it's kind of like, oh, it's on its way out soon. Kind of has that feeling.
Yeah, it's not doing great as far as the numbers. That's why we were talking about that earlier. So I don't know if it's going to get a sequel or not. Which would be a shame because I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I guess later on I'm gonna have to look up just like if there were a lot of like Easter eggs or things like that they hid in there.
Oh, I'm sure there's a ton of Easter eggs.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Not that I would understand them, but
Pencil, white pencil. Come up with all my white pencils. Let's see. He's got a lot of electronic doodads and stuff.
gizmos and doohickeys.
Yeah.
Oh, do we lose? Do we lose
Where'd
Drew?
Drew go? Yeah, where'd Drew go?
Yeah. I only looked up now. I was like, whoops.
We lost Drew. I'll message him real quick.
We offended him. But I don't think anything can offend him. Blue shirt too. Just notice my light is off.
All right, just message him. We'll see if he answers.
Normally he messages me, but I guess maybe he doesn't even know that he's off. He's been talking this whole time, and it's like,
yeah, why is nobody talking to me?
yeah, exactly. Let's do the OMAC. It's probably like
that one really reminded me like a Iron Man villain.
Well, you know what that reminded me of? It's like, you remember that old Disney thing, the black hole.
Black hole. Yeah.
And there was that character Maximilian. That's what totally reminded me of it. Then when the blades came out, I'm like, it's totally Maximilian, you know? But
when he did the blade thing for sure.
yeah,
Maximilian.
it's just like it's.
Drew just messaged me something.
Oh, did he? Wait.
It just dropped out.
Oh. Oh man, where'd my triangle go? I lost my triangle. Probably on the floor somewhere. I really got to clean my work area. It's so busy. All right, just straight edge. Yeah, I like how what's her name's glove was like the power glove, the Nintendo power glove.
Yeah, that one of Kords toys that they picked up.
OMAC.
Scott, I think you'll like the movie, even though they take a shot at Batman.
It's only that one time. I mean, the rest of it is like it's kind of a fun ride.
They still said it.
Oh, I heard a boop. I'll get him in.
True.
Oh, sorry. I added him. There you go. Hey,
thanks.
welcome back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. My internet died real quick. It was crazy. Had to restart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So OMAC is an acronym, right?
One man army corps.
Yeah, it's like OMAC, but with dots. O dot. And I don't know if you were here when we were talking about it, but we're talking about OMAC, and then the first thing I thought of was Maximilian from the Black Hole. The design.
Oh, the way the
Just the look of him and everything.
With the red and the spinny blade hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely a Maximilian.
Yeah.
I love the Black Hole.
That was scared me as a kid.
Me too. But I watched it I remember watching it at the theater, and I remember picking up all the books and everything of it. And
I did like Bob.
Old Bob and Vincent. But it's one of those like watching it like recently. It's like I was like a little bit disappointed, But I mean, that was the technology back then, So I can't fault it too much, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's like I think it was more like it was less Star Wars and more like Poseidon Adventure in space.
I guess so. Yeah.
It's a disaster movie.
Okay.
It's like Towering Inferno or Earthquake. Like all those disaster movies of the 70s. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think it was made for kids.
I know.
Or the director didn't understand the task. It's like, hey, want you to make this kids movie.
I think there was like an idea to try to cash in on some of the Star Wars sci-fi craze.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like the executives just didn't understand it though.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I can see that. That's just like that the James Bond where they go to space, it's like
Moonraker. Yeah.
Moonraker. That's another one. It's like, oh yeah, the space is the thing now. Let's do that. It's like,
but I the crazy thing though is I think Moonraker is one of the like the book, the novel that Ian Fleming wrote. I think it's one of the earlier Bond novels.
Is it?
Yeah.
With Jaws.
I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I could be wrong. But I think it's one of the earlier Bond novels. I think it's one of the earlier Bond novels. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I mean, I could be wrong.
Moonraker.
Yeah, it seems complicated. All right, let's zoom in. I can't zoom in. How can I zoom in?
Cancer. It sounds like some kind of Korean dish.
I'm waiting for somebody to have a cosplay of this thing.
Of Blue Beetle or the
Oh no, the OMAC.
OMAC.
Yeah, real complicated.
Somebody will do it.
Oh yeah, you know someone will.
I mean, I've seen people wear Warhammer, 40K stuff around, and
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like,
so
how can you
OMAC
move?
There
I
are
need a
some
handler.
impressive cosplayers, especially here
Oh,
in
yeah.
Hawaii. Hell, when I first met Reed, he was cosplaying as wasn't he?
Kuma.
I
Kuma.
think he was. I think he was. Wasn't he? You?
You
No,
Was
he was
he
a
a Kuma?
Kuma.
Maybe it was a Kuma.
Because he had the necklace.
That's right.
That was at the
still
Onicon.
got it. Still got that necklace, right?
Yeah.
Akuma Matata. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Exactly. Wakanda. Kuna Wakanda. I know that was the thing. A lot of people are like, "You got any Black Panther gags?" And I'm like, not really.
Hey man, you got any more than Black Panther again?
I know, really. It sounds like a thing. Yeah, got some Black Panther. Man. I did like was it a Cheech Marin bobblehead he had in the
Yeah.
truck? The Funko Pop or bobblehead or whatever it was.
Hey man, how much you want for one of them Black Panther gag, man?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it sounds like. I think the new Tiny Toons is this weekend.
Tiny Toons.
Yeah, they go to college.
So
they're
not
bringing
that
it
But
back.
you was in college at University.
Luniversity.
Yeah,
Is it what it's called? Luniversity?
yeah, because they're actually in college now.
Have you been watching the I don't know, whatever they're calling it? You get the Ed and Eddie at 2:30 now.
Is it the same episodes or?
Yeah. I mean, the same ones, but I mean, like, okay, I forgive you guys for taking Craig at the Creek off. You guys put some Ed and Eddie on there for me now, so I'm okay.
Is that editing Craig of the Creek done?
Yeah, I think they're supposedly like maybe 10 more episodes or something. I don't know when they're going to put that on though.
Oh, okay. You can watch One Piece. It's only 8 episodes.
Liked it. They did a good job.
I like what I've seen so far. I'm only like 3 episodes in.
I mean, I have no frame of reference, so I can't. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's accurate or not, but I enjoyed it.
Oh, is someone here?
Oh, Drew dropped again.
Oh man.
Drew, you okay?
Am I back?
Yeah. Weird.
Can you see my
The
hand?
internet's all wiggy.
It's got to be over here. It's got to be something going on.
Why is
Because my phone's at like
everything-
100%. So it's got to be my internet.
Why is it all wiggy?
Sunspots.
The sun sword.
Thunder.
Bitch.
Wait a minute.
Thunder the barbarian. Oh, we'll cross that over next.
Thunder Barbarian is loose.
There's a cosplayer named Grace Cosplay. I don't know her real name, but she posted recently. She was cosplaying as Chitara.
Oh,
And
wow.
it was incredible. Like she looked like she walked out of the TV.
Thunder, 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 barbarian.
Wow. Oh yeah, I was
Oh,
happy
you
I
could-
found the soundtrack of that.
Would you master up Ukla and Snarf?
Nobody likes Snarf.
Snarf is the Spider-Man of the Thundercats.
Yeah.
That's
I remember
harsh.
that. I never even watched even episodes of that Thundercat Go. You know, it just kind of came and went. You know.
You did.
Where the
It's
What
right there in the title.
Was it
It's right there in the
Thundercat?
title.
No,
Thundercats
no,
go.
no, that's Teen Titans Go. It's Thundercats Roar. Is that what it was?
Thundercats roar, yeah.
Roar. Yeah, it was like the chibi version.
It was the what do they call that? The Cal Arts version. That's what that
Yeah.
was.
The guys who did OKKL worked on it, I think.
Which I liked.
I enjoyed.
OKKO.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I thought it was a great concept. But I think when you take a property and you kind of like turn it into like this weird, you know, cartoony version, you know, people are expecting like it's going to be like the original.
Well, I mean, it's the same as Teen Titans, though. It's like
Sure.
the Teen Titans cartoon.
Yeah.
It didn't do well, and then they reinvent it as Teen Titans Go, and then it's like very successful.
Like on every day. It's like, you know.
I think it's funny. I like
I
the
like
fact that
adding for hour, 2 hour, 3 hour chunks or whatever, but
yeah.
you know, I mean,
It grew on me. I was resistant at first because I liked the original one, but
Yeah, the style kind of like it took me a while to kind of get into it, but the writing is just hilarious, and some of the stuff that they do. I mean, the fact that they got like George Perez and Marv Wolfman to actually be voice and be characters on there, I was just like, that's awesome. But like they actually took a stab at that Thundercats Roar. That was a great episode too.
How are we doing on time? Hour and a half in.
thunder, 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 cats.
I'm just gonna put all kind of just doohickeys on this thing. It's like I don't think anyone's gonna really point it out. You know? The hardcore fans. So.
No, somebody will point it out.
Yeah, somebody be like, "Didn't have that thing there."
What's wrong, John?
Quiet,
You'll get your actually crowd.
Yeah. There's no way the armor could have functioned this way because
somebody posted some article and it was like in a legitimate like science website about how like there's no way in hell Gundam would ever function.
oh god.
And I just all I could think was like, just don't yuck my yum, you know? Just go away.
Well, this is exactly what we're talking about with when I asked Mike. Andrew, did you get to the point on One Piece where they use the snails like phones?
Yes.
Yeah. So I asked Michael. It's like, hey, what do you think about that? Is it too weird or? And then Mike's response was like, well, you got a fruit that turns into rubber, and you got all these other crazy things going on. It's like, no, it fits.
Well, I mean, the suspension of disbelief is pretty high already for me
Yeah.
because I never watched the anime and I never
Yeah.
read the manga, so I'm just watching. I'm like, okay, this is the world that they live in, and this is all the
Yeah.
crazy shit they have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
was like,
that was
whatever.
my take too,
I'm
wasn't it?
just going with it.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of funny because it's funny because there's like a line, you know what I mean? Like for example, like I remember watching like DuckTales, you know, and then like Launchpad does something with the plane or something like that, and my sister's kind of like, "Oh yeah, right," and I'm like, "Lynn, there's talking ducks and everything." It's like it doesn't matter.
That's
It's like
the one you find a problem with.
it's like, you know what I mean? So like I said, like is there a fine line of believability, that you can and can't do?
Here's the thing: is like
Go ahead.
it has to work within the rules of the universe that you're talking about.
Right.
Once you break your own rules, then it becomes
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's not realistic.
It's like that wouldn't happen.
Well, you got a guy flying around, stronger than anything else and shooting
Like
lasers out
Superman.
of his eyes. And the problem you have is that he has trunks on the outside.
yeah.
That's not realistic.
Well, nobody recognizes him with the glasses on.
That's the problem you have.
I say that, but I remember during the pandemic, you were walking on the town center, and you were like, I was at Long's, and you were kind of near like California Pizza Kitchen, and
Who,
you were waving
me?
at me. Yeah, you were waving at me, but you had a mask on. And I remember like I'm looking at you, and I've known you, and yet I like, who is this person waving at me? And then finally, I was like, oh, it's John. And like I was like, I couldn't recognize you with a mask on.
Well, usually my stomach is usually the telltale. You know what I mean?
But
Like people
I
can
don't know, like
recognize me from my stomach.
that's happened to me multiple times. Like I've seen
Really?
people that I work with. Well, I was at Walmart in Milani, and somebody was yelling at me. They're like, "Oh, Andrew, Andrew!" And I look, and there's some lady is like coming towards me, and I'm like, "Who the hell is this?" And then I realized it's one of my coworkers that I literally work in the same office with. And I was like, I couldn't recognize her because she had the face mask on.
Okay.
I think I have some sort of disorder.
I don't know. To me, it's just like when cosplayers are out of costume, and I'm like, I have no idea who you are. Or they come up to you in costume, and like, who are you? They act like you're supposed to know, and I'm like, it's like I can't tell which stormtrooper you are. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess all I'm saying is that if I probably would be the guy who wouldn't recognize Clark Kent.
Oh, okay. Well, Scott doesn't like the new. You don't like the new Superman, no? That anime Superman.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I like it. It's weird though. Like even like how they handled Mrs. Spitlick. I'm like, oh, it's very anime.
Yeah. But didn't they also like have like nods to the Fleischer Superman?
Oh, they did. Yeah, that
The robots.
Bruce Timm one.
The robots from the first episode were totally like the robots from, just sort of more mecha design. But
There are a lot of good nods to like the older series. So even like the Bruce Timm one, and even Super Friends. Back at the Hall of Justice. Meanwhile,
under Meg's shirt.
I almost wrote Meg shirt. OMAC.
What can I put in the background real quick, just for like a 20-minute? Let's see.
Oh.
The scarab, right? Is it? They call that thing the
Oh yeah, the
scarab?
big scarab. And that was the other thing I was gonna do was like the scarab, and they have like, what was it? Was it Aladdin chasing them with the Cave of Doom? The scarab.
Nah, scarab's too complicated.
Oh, you can just do like his insignia, like the old school insignia. Doesn't he have like a logo? The Blue Beetle logo.
Well, it's the
It just
scarab,
says-
but it's like a stylized. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
It
the
just
old
says
school,
Blue
like
Beetle on his shirt.
oh yeah. I did that already.
Let's see. What's our next topic next week again?
The Nun.
Oh no, Conjuring, yeah. So I gotta watch some Conjuring movies between now and then.
Yeah, we saw the
We saw
preview.
the trailer.
And
I was scared.
What did you say?
I was like, boy, I'm glad I went pee before the movie.
Man, we were laughing.
They showed a trailer on Cartoon Network, Adult Swim late at night.
Oh yeah, it's freaky.
Yeah, oh man, that's not good.
Sounds like Aiko is excited to draw on that one.
well, she's never seen it. I guess she's excited because her girlfriend's taking her.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll watch it. I'll probably draw like other.
Have you? I mean, if nothing else, I mean, you can just look at the Nun, and that's or Annabelle.
Or Anon.
You know.
I'm just gonna draw.
You know, Julie
Nuns.
Andrews.
Oh, that's funny.
The singing
Like
nun, the flying nun.
The flying nun. If you could do
I'll
a
do
crossover between the Nun and Sound of Music,
There you go. I'll do none
like
of
so
the above.
the Von Trapp children being terrorized by the Nun.
So long, farewell. They're getting dragged off one by one. So dark.
Gotta fix this.
Oh.
What is that?
Is he looking at pictures of the nuns?
I don't know. Don't know. Fuck this up. Shit.
When I was in high school, I had 3 friends that used to come over a lot, and my parents used to like to have them around, and we'd always have these big dinners, and my friends would always help make sure we didn't have a lot of leftovers. And one night they were leaving, and all 3 of them were standing on the steps to go out the back door, and they're all like doing the whole "so long, farewell,"
Oh, okay.
and they would do the little spin around. And my mom thought it was like the greatest thing ever. She was laughing so hard.
Said they're gonna do I guess like a Willy Wonka prequel. I guess is coming up.
Ugh.
Timothy Chalamet. when I went to see Blue Beetle in the theater, back-to-back trailers. It was Dune and Willy Wonka. He's like, wow, that's
The Chalamet heavy movie experience.
Yeah.
I heard Dune got postponed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not coming out for a while now.
Was it because of the
I hadn't heard
strike,
that.
or?
I think so.
Hmm. Hmm. I guess Flash is streaming now. Haven't watched it yet. Too many things going on. Hard to keep up with everything.
Go watch it.
You saw the Flash, John. Didn't you watch it with us?
I did, but I mean, just to rewatch it again because
Yeah.
because you can, it's like, no, it's free. Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna watch Dungeons and Dragons last night.
Oh yeah, that's on.
I think that's a better.
Prime, right?
I think that's a better choice than the Flash.
That's true. That is true.
But I ended up watching Ahsoka instead.
But the Flash.
Oh yeah, I gotta watch that still yet. I heard you guys were going off on it. I gotta check that out later on.
Who's you guys? I was complaining, but
No,
I'm still gonna watch it.
I thought Canilla guys would kind of jumped into.
Well, I mean, they're defending the part that I don't like. But that's fine.
Yeah.
Not everything's for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the part of the Star Wars canon that I don't care for. But I
Yeah,
was hoping they wouldn't. Go there.
I kind of pieced it together from all you guys' conversation.
It's a Dave Filoni show, so I'm not surprised he went there. I just wish he hadn't.
Now, is he doing it just to keep it canon, or just because that was part of what he wrote?
I mean, it's part of his writing, So he created that.
Oh, I see.
All I gotta say is fucks the bean.
So upset.
She's a little young for me, I think.
No, I mean like the hell with her.
Are you gonna hate on her like how people hated Rose?
I think I'm done. Here's my Blue Beetle.
Yay.
That's
Nice.
good. No, that works with the thing in the back.
That was great.
Well, I mean, that's part of the color scheme of the movies, like very retro '90s, right? With the purples.
Oh
and
yeah,
the
yeah,
blue.
yeah. That's what we're talking about. The whole like journey kind of thing. You know?
So this is a combined pose, like I said. So the legs are from a pose from a Final Fantasy thing, and then the sword arm is from a Final Fantasy, and this is kind of based off of Bruce Lee's like come here thing.
Nice.
So I don't know. It's nice not to have to get too detailed. It's like,
Yeah.
but even now, it's like I just can't. I'm throwing color into it just because I think it helps.
Yeah.
I didn't record this, so no replay for this one.
No replay. So we can swear all we want. Talk about all the crap that we want to talk about.
No, usually like when I stream, I record the process separately so that I can go back and make a replay video.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know what I was going to draw tonight, so I didn't think it'd be worth recording.
Right.
Michael, are you going to Maui this year?
Well, I mean that's the plan right now, but I haven't. Nobody's been confirmed yet.
They're not confirmed. What do you mean they're not confirmed? Oh, you mean us?
As far as like who has tables and stuff, they haven't confirmed anybody yet.
I'm pretty sure we're okay.
Well,
I mean, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if I get denied. I've been denied twice.
Did you really?
Yeah, and then both times, then they were like, "Oh, we got an extra table if you want it." So.
Yeah, but you guys make the criteria.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got a lot more people submitting than the last few years too. So
this is true.
So
Lito.
I mean, the plan is to go, but if Alika ends up saying, "Hey, we don't have a table for you," then I don't think I can justify going just to go to the convention. So
I don't know. I will.
See.
I think that's how I ended up with a table, though. Is just because I was there.
Yeah, they opened it up to the vendors now.
Yeah, and it's vendors and sponsors.
Yeah.
So if you want to help make MauiCon happen, they're looking for sponsors still. I don't know how much they want for sponsors. Any idea how much they're looking for sponsorship level?
I think there's different levels, and I think you got to email Alika, and he'll send you a thing. I think.
I mean, not that I can afford to sponsor, but I could ask. I guess.
Yeah.
I got a color, and then I'm gonna add some more detail, but I think I'm pretty much done with the.
Yeah, I should stop putzing around.
Hey,
Putzing.
Old school.
Yeah.
What's that character in the foreground?
So the one that looks sort of just like a weird kind of line.
Yeah, like a
figure.
wizard or something.
That's one of Blue Beetle's enemies called Spectre.
He's invisible.
Yeah. And then the rest of the guys behind him are madmen.
I'm just saying, if you're invisible, why would you wear that?
Yeah, I don't know.
We can see.
I think Ditko just felt like drawing that, but
yeah. Good stuff. All right. Let's see who else. Anybody else ready to show stuff? Scott, you got something to show, or
I'm almost wrapped up. Hold on.
There's Scott. Oh, I like that.
Oh, that came out good.
Crazy with the cross hats.
Hey, that was good.
All right.
I like it. You got good attitude on that one, Drew. There, Scott.
Hey.
The old school glasses. I like those.
Nice. All right.
All right, John. Bring John up.
So we got 2 Blue Beetles. Got
My name is not Sanchez. It's all I
what's
can
it,
think say.
Jose?
Yeah, it's a long one. Yeah,
Yeah. My name is Jose.
De La Cruz. All I remember is the ending. You know.
Yeah. But it's like, oh, my name is not Sanchez. My name
I know.
is not
All
Sanchez.
I can think with that guy is, hey, it's Guillermo from
Yeah,
What We Do in the
Guillermo.
Shadows.
Oh. Yeah. And then I did OMAC, Pain in the Butt
Oh
to Draw.
man, you did that one.
I did
Nice.
that. And
Just got-
Old MacDonald had a farm.
Yeah.
We're done.
All right, so that's everybody's drawings for the night. Anything to promote coming up? I know on the 16th there's another Artist for Lahaina event at the Haleiwa Beach. What is it? Haleiwa what?
Yeah, Hollywood Beach something or other. Yeah, somewhere out there.
No, but what's the name of the place? Haleiwa
I don't
Beach something. I can't remember.
You made,
Haven't
you
seen
made
your
the
moment.
sign.
I didn't make the sign. I just redid it. You know.
Yeah, well, you put the thing.
Hold on. I'll go to my
All
game
right.
page. Hold on.
right.
Where is it? It's at the Haleiwa Beach House. Haleiwa Beach House. There we go. Restaurant. So, and it's an all-day event. It's from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. So I don't know who's going to be there as far as artists yet, but people will come and go throughout the day, I think. So if you like art and music, go check it out on the 16th. Haleiwa Beach House Restaurant from 11 to 8 p.m. 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.
The 16th is also Batman Day.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
16th is Batman Day.
Yep.
Batman
Right.
Day.
So we'll draw Batman on Maui. No. What else?
Rosh Hashanah.
I don't think there's a lot coming up this month. The 9th, next Saturday, right? Is the first jam at IA Library, which is gonna. I think they're gonna try. I think they're gonna try and do one a month.
And then I think the 30th is the Waipahu one, right?
And the 30th is the Waipahu one, right?
Yeah.
So we're franchising out, which might be good because I know the jams at the mall itself have been kind of low attendance lately. So, if we don't have the numbers at the mall, they may not justify bringing us there. So it might be good that we're branching out to the libraries. We'll see. I'm gonna try and get people to come to the mall though.
I have 2 events.
We've been there for a decade.
Has it been that long? Wow.
Yeah, over a decade actually. We started 2011 in Kaimuki at the Coffee Talk Cafe, and then we quickly moved to Kahala Mall, and then November of 2011 is when we went to Pearl Ridge.
Yeah.
So we've been at Pearl Ridge since 2011.
Wow.
I'm sorry, John. You said you had 2 events.
I got 2 events. So on the 23rd, Gwen and I are going to be at the Autumn Festival Craft Fair and Street Food.
The Autumn Festival.
Yeah,
that?
it's going to be at Rec 5 in Mililani.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Mililani thing. So we'll be doing that from 4 to 9. And then on the 30th, end of the month, we got the Macaulay Moilili Library mini-con.
Well, that's the yearly one, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah, they're
me,
back, right?
Audra, Kevin Sano, and I guess Brady Evans and a few others are going to be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we got going on.
All right. Anybody else? Scott, you got anything going on we should know about?
Only next week Saturday.
Batman Day.
Yeah.
Batman Day. What are you doing for Batman Day?
I start up with some Adam West, and I watch maybe Batman, then I watch Batman Forever, and then I watched Batman and Robin, and then I watched Batman Begins, and then
So it's a
then I
Batman
watched
marathon for you.
yeah, put
Sure
on a
enough, hours
mask.
in the day to watch it all.
Yeah, a couple episodes, cartoons maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I usually do that.
Do you like-
Everybody's still watching, but we did have, let's see, we had a Khalid from Twitch stop by and an Anime Weeb on YouTube. So thanks for watching.
Nice.
Where you guys are at.
Yeah,
Sorry, we weren't very interactive.
Hey Scott, do you
I
ever watch
tried to pay attention to the chat.
Scott? Do you ever
Scott,
watch
did you ever
Batman
watch?
Brave and Bold?
yes,
I like that one.
I like that one. Yeah,
Good.
All right.
Is
He says,
is any place doing like? Remember how like for like Barnes and Noble we did like Batman Day or like other realms
Yeah.
Batman Day and all that?
not that I know of, but
Yeah.
we could probably ask if you want
Should
to
look into that. Okay. Anyway, we're done. We're done.
Okay. Everybody say aloha.
Aloha,
Josh.
good night.
Aloha.
All right, let's see. Drew, you going to lean in? Hold on. I got it. Oh, there you are. Oh,
There
okay.
you
Now we can go.
Now it is.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you? Oh,
Drew